Well, you asked who benefits if you get rid of vendors. And to understand that, again, you have to understand what the city's long-term goal is. It's to privatize public property and then sell to corporations the right to use that public property for advertising, for merchandise selling, and for corporate promotions. The problem that the city has is that so long as people have a First Amendment right to use that same property, it's difficult to sell it. For example, why would you pay the city $1 million to do a corporate promotion on the street when artists are doing their own promotions absolutely for free 365 days of the year? So what the city wants to do is, by limiting access to that public space, then they're going to be able to create a demand for people to pay to use the same space. Again, this is what's going on in the parks right now. Used to be the case that if you were a legal vendor, let's say a hot dog vendor, you could take your cart into a park and sell your food there. The city, in about 15 years ago, changed that system. So now, in order to sell food from a cart in a park, you have to buy a concession. To give an example of how profitable this is for the city, some of the food vending spots in a place like Central Park, for example, in front of the Met, go for as much as $750,000 a year for the space for a single hot dog cart. So if you visualize the entire park system, you can see the vast sums of money that the city hopes to be able to make by privatizing all of this property. And of course, on the streets, the city right now is in the process of building these street furniture advertising kiosks. They signed a contract with a company for $1 billion to put up 4,000 advertising kiosks right by the curb on New York City sidewalks. Once those kiosks are set up, there'll probably be thousands more added to it for billions more dollars in revenue. But for the companies that are going to advertise on these kiosks, it's going to be a problem if they're paying, let's say, $1 million to put an ad on a particular kiosk, and street artists can be right next to it absolutely for free. So the city's motivation in all of this harassment against street artists and vendors is a totally commercial one, and it's one that they never openly speak about.